Hi, my name is Mishika Malhotra and I'm from John P. Stevens High School. I've created this Twitter marketing tool because I've noticed that many small businesses in particular spend outrageous amounts of money on marketing and advertising, getting very little in return. This tool will utilize the past tweets and likes of targeted users to basically rewrite generic marketing ads to increase engagement across all fronts. To do this, I first utilized many Twitter APIs. I have used an API that basically takes in the username of a targeted user and returns their user ID. To do this, it will try and catch the Twitter API by using its URL and then return the user ID. This user ID will then get put into two different APIs, the first of which will be a getLikes API. This API will basically put in the user ID and get back the recently liked tweets. To do this, it will use another try-catch technique and use a different method called getLikesTweet, which is written down below. It will then create a list of strings of the tweets and add to that list, parsing through JSON and iterating through each tweet to add to that list. Then, by the end, it will return that list of tweets. Similarly, the call timeline API will take all the recent tweets in chronological order and run through similar steps to return all those chronological tweets in another list. Now, the call timeline API uses this technique called call and get timeline tweets. This tweet will make an HTTP client, which will call the Twitter timeline API, and by the end, will authorize the API and then set the tweets to tweet response and then return that. Basically, this tweet response will be put into the above API, and it will return a list of tweets. The get like tweets method, it does pretty much the same thing, it just returns the liked tweets. We use getUserID in the callGetUser API, and it does something similar, but instead of calling to get tweets, it calls to get the user ID. It will take in the username and return the user ID. I also made this file for OpenAI API. This AI will be used to rewrite the given tweet to improve engagement. This uses OpenAI. We'll use the endpoint URL for the API, the API key to authorize it, and then the prompt for the AI. This prompt basically tells the AI that it's supposed to rewrite this tweet using contextual evidence from the context. And then there's a series of prints to make sure everything's working out fine. It uses another try-catch technique to basically tell the AI what it's doing via many of these steps. And then later on, we'll execute the request and then convert the entity to string and then return that as the response body. The response body is basically the improved tweet. This is all run through in main.java, in which basically we initialize Twitter API caller and OpenAI API. And then we set user ID to API caller dot callGetUser API, which returns the user ID. We set response tweets and response tweets liked to the chronological tweets and the liked tweets, respectively. And then we iterate through these two variables to add all the tweets into a cumulative list of tweets. Then we feed that list into the OpenAI, which will be set equal to improved tweet. Once that's returned, it prints out improved tweet. Now, I will demo this. Using my father's tweet ID, it will first, up here, it generated all the liked tweets and all the chronological tweets, and using that information, right about here, it turned this message, "I'm going out to eat kebabs at this new restaurant I just found," into just found a new place serving mouth-watering kebabs. If you're a fan of epic adventures like Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter, or LOTR, this might just be the thing you're looking for. Now, it used all of these hashtags and epic adventures because that's what makes up most of these tweets. See? Right here. Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter, LOTR. So, in other words, all of this basically combines the general context from the previous tweets and uses that context to rewrite a boring phrase into something that might be more engaging from the targeted users. Thank you.